I quite often say hello and welcome to the podcast, but I never ever say that to anyone else. Do I ever say that in any other situation? No. Yet I say it to you now. Hello and welcome to the Outgrown podcast. Today's a special episode because I've been a bit sick this week, so we're not going to be doing a podcast. We're going to be doing a PEACAST because, like, peas in a pod, and it's not a full podcast episode. It's just a PEACAST, you know? Yeah, how about that? So organic. So welcome to the PEACAST. Welcome. It's good to see you, even though I can't see you. I've got a guest here today. The guest is sitting on the couch currently on her phone and about to play Skyrim. Good game. Hello there, Philippa. Hello. I was going to do a full episode today about escapism, but the sickness bug just got inside of me and just buried on deep, and I just didn't have the time this week, enough time to really prepare what I want to do. And I'm not just going to half-ass this thing. I'm going to full-ass it. I'm going to full-ass it all over your ears or your eyes, depending on how you indulge in this thing. Anyway, not important. So today, instead of doing a full episode about escapism, I kind of just wanted to have a bit of a chat. You know, just have a bit of a chat. Just a bit of a catch up on life, and let's talk about some things that have been going on. So as I said, there are escapism is going to be going on next week, so that's exciting. The week after that will be failure. So two heavy hitters, two heavy topics. So I thought maybe, you know, instead of doing a normal full podcast episode today, we'll just do a little PEACAST episode where we talk about things that aren't necessarily deep and meaningful, but more kind of like shallow and meaningless. But that's fun too, isn't it, over there? Yes. It's super fun. I think this podcast journey has been interesting because it's allowed me to speak my mind and to trust myself a bit more and just be myself and be confident in the fact that I can entertain people, even though I doubt myself that. But you know what I want to do is, well, today anyway, is I want to you know, just have some fun. You know, this podcast, I didn't set out for this entire thing to be so heavy. And even though I don't want it to be heavy, I do want it to be honest and vulnerable and exciting. But, you know, over the last couple of episodes, it's gotten some depth there, and I want to have fun. You know, like this is, I started this out being a comedy podcast, you know, and that's what I want it to be. So let's have some laughs, hey? Let's have some laughs, huh? Hey? You're smart. Oh, see, there's one. There's a laugh. There's no more. There's another one. I got it again. Oh, classic. Oh. Legit comedy podcast over here. You know, when you hear the laughs, you know it's a legit comedy podcast, don't you? Well, moving on. So, today, I've just got some thoughts. I just want to talk about life and just talk about me, because that's what this is all about, right? This is just about me. I'm pretty great. Be confident, guys. Be confident. Embrace yourself and stuff, and like self-love and all that, eh? Oh dear. So silly. Today is Friday the 13th. How about that, hey? The Friday, and it's 1-3. And you know what that means? It's bad luck day, and I'm all about bad luck day. I don't personally believe in bad luck, although I have been subjected to a lot of it. No, but seriously though, superstitions, if you're superstitious out there, I just want you to know from the bottom of my heart that you're wrong, okay? It's so silly. Like, and I'm only saying this because I grew up with a very superstitious mother. I'll give you an idea of what I had to live with. So my mother operates from some pretty obscure superstitions, very strange ones. For example, no new shoes on the table. That's a real one. You've probably heard of like the ladders and the black cat and all that sort of stuff, but you haven't heard these ones. Very odd, very odd. So if your shoes are new, then they better not be on a table, you know. I don't know what constitutes new though. Did you ever have a conversation with my mum about that? Like, did she ever say how new is too new? Or like what is new, like technically? No. She's never really given me a definitive answer, so I don't really know the answer to her superstitious weirdness. Anyway, I digress. I just use that word so much. Anyway, superstition. Another one. She had one of the weirdest ones that she actually has was the weird one is if you drop a knife on the floor, you can't pick it up yourself. You have to get someone else to pick it up for you. And it's so funny because there were so many times I would come home from school and I'd walk into the kitchen and like, you know, usually a mother would turn around and go, "Oh, hi, love. Oh, it's so nice to see you. How was your day?" My reaction was like, "Oh, hi, love. Thank God you're home. Can you please pick up the knife for me?" It's been there since 8 a.m. this morning. I just accidentally dropped it and I've just been leaving it there as a hazard on the ground, hoping that no one will stand on it. Mother, this is not safe. What are you doing? It's so ridiculous. She's got a lot of weird ones. And so today I want to shout out to my mum. I'm choosing this moment right now to say, hello there, Lynette Patterson. I don't know if you watch this or not, or if you will ever watch this or not, but hey, I appreciate you and your weird, illogical superstitions. Love to all mothers out there. Now, that's a lovely gesture. This week I did want to talk about why I'm doing a PEACAST today. I'm liking this PEACAST thing. I'm all about it. And the reason why, I just felt like I didn't have enough time this week. I've been down in the sick dumps and I didn't feel like I had enough time spent on the development about the topic of escapism that I felt it wasn't enough. You know, I want to make sure that this podcast, when you indulge it, I don't want it to be half-assed. I want you to enjoy it and I want it to be thought through and interesting. Oh, Don. Pip, you can take that mouth away from your mouth. It's okay. Mouth away from your mouth? Take that hand away from your mouth. It's okay that you've made sounds in this podcast is centered around audio. Honestly. I just felt like I didn't have enough time. You know, I didn't spend enough time in the development around escapism, and the topics I've been doing lately are quite intense and they get quite deep, and I don't want to like miss anything or just feel like, because I'm pushing record and just ranting for like an hour, and I want to feel confident in what I'm saying. I don't want to, I might be wrong sometimes. No, I'm not. I'm never wrong. That's silly. I'm always correct. You can trust me. What else? The other thing is, like, I was very close to calling it quits on even doing this in the first place. I've just, I've been dealing with a head cold and just like it's been, like mental health. All right, mental freaking health. Sometimes you can just be so inside your own head. You can get, really influenced by negative emotions and the negativity of the world. And sometimes it can be very demoralizing. And I just want you to know it's okay. It's normal. People have ups and downs all the time. And here I am, even though, I've had some, weird mindsets this week. But it's fine. It's normal. Everyone goes through it. Everyone has ups and downs. And, it's fine. It's fine. Everything is temporary. Nothing matters and everyone dies. Positive. You're right. Positive. Positivity. Still true. Still true. Just an update on life, just because I know that you guys are interested. Our neighbor still sings to her cat. Yes, she's still doing it from time to time. I kind of want her to sing some more intriguing songs, though. It'd be cool if she was like, I don't know, rocking away to like Uptown Funk or something in the hallway. But I don't know what song she sings. And I kind of want her to spruce it up a bit, I think I might join in on a little duet maybe sometime soon when the next happens. That'd be fun. Just go out there with my goldfish, just straddling it. Can I join? Is this a duet opportunity? Do goldfish and cats sing well together? What else has been happening? I've been reworking some stand-up material, actually. I don't even know if I said that correctly. I've been reworking some stand-up material. This podcast has really revealed to me of how negative and cynical I've become over the years. And to be honest, you know who I blame? Public enemy number one. Not myself. Donald Trump! That guy has just made everything just so negative. And I think, with him just eating cheeseburgers in bed and eating K-fry, I think it just made me go, well, everything's bad. If that guy's eating cheeseburgers in bed, why can't I eat cheeseburgers in bed? And then I just inflated in terms of negativity and weight. So, I've just been trying to think through, more positive stuff. I want to when I do a stand-up show, I don't want to bring people down. I'm there to make people happy. And, when I look back over my material, like, most of it is pretty positive. Most of it is quite fun. But, it has its negative connotations sometimes. And I'm trying to get away from that. I'm trying to bring a bit more energy and fun and crazy cheesiness to it all. So, I'm excited for my next show. I had Subway today. I know, it's weird. But, okay, this is a podcast and I can say what I want. So here we go. I had Subway today. And I'll tell you something about Subway. When your sub's in the oven and it's being toasted, and then they ask you what salads you want? Like, don't ask me now. Ask me until my sub's right in front of you. They're like, oh, what would you like? Are you sure? Yeah, go on. All right. I'll just get some like lettuce and some tomatoes. I can wait. Like, no, it's all right. Go. I want a lot. It's fine. Just go for it. Can I get lettuce, tomatoes, cucumber, gherkin, carrot, and... Are you sure you're going to remember the list? Yeah, it's fine. I've done this all the time. Okay. I can't handle the anxiety. Like, I wouldn't be able to do that. And then most of the time, although the person today nailed it, most of the time, they don't get it right. There's always like something missing, or, they put the wrong thing in. One time I got jalapenos. I don't know why I said it that way. Jalapenos. Do you want some jalapenos? No, I don't want jalapenos. That's spicy. I don't want spiciness on my meatball. It's got weird. It's got really weird. Went down a weird tangent, didn't it? Anyway, I had Subway. So, there you go. What else has been going on? I've been having some interesting new ideas that I want to try on stage. So I'll try it out on you now. Hey? Yeah. How about that? Yeah. I can do what I want, right? I've been when you're doing comedy, a lot of the time that you want to draw from personal experiences and you want to like play off, the people that you meet in your life, because ultimately comedy should be about truth. It isn't necessarily about being funny. It's more about being interesting and telling the truth. And just so happens when you throw a punchline in there, it makes people laugh. Like that. You kind of want that laugh. I mean, maybe you want to... Or like, what's another good laugh? Maybe like oh, you know what? I really like, sometimes I do micro impressions. Like I do impressions of like, random people like Christopher Walken and all that. But sometimes you just want to do micro impressions. And I have a micro impression of Patrick Star from SpongeBob SquarePants. This is the only thing I know about how to do Patrick Star from SpongeBob SquarePants. That's a spot-on Patrick Star laugh, isn't it? Isn't it wonderful? Wait. It's amazing. Perfect. Now you're thinking about it, whether it's accurate or not. You probably haven't...
Closing my eyes.
Yeah.
Imagine it.
All right. All right, too much laughing. But, I want to make the laughs. And I've been thinking about a personal experience I could bring into it, And stereotypes is a really big thing that comedians talk about. And I think it's cheap to do stereotypes because, you are generalizing a whole group of people. And it's not accurate. You can't just generalize an entire people into one, idea. Like, not everyone's the same thing. It's ridiculous. But sometimes they do come from like certain common observations. So, for example, Philippa had this boss, right? And I won't say her name because of confidentiality, and I don't want to offend her and all that. So let's just call her Marie Lisa. Now, Marie Lisa is German. Now, nothing wrong with the Germans, obviously. There's nothing, right? Yeah, you're laughing because you're like, oh, that's nothing funny with the Germans. No, because they don't have a sense of humor. So stereotypes are wrong, guys. And so basically we were watching an Instagram story and she was talking about her pregnancy. And she was like, oh, you guys, I don't know whether when I have my baby, whether I should keep going with, talking about my baby. I don't know if people will people get sick of me because I'm so blunt about it. Maybe, but I am German after all. I was just thinking, wait, Germans being blunt is a stereotype and she's leaning into it. She's self-aware. She's like a rogue AI and she's just she's just off, she's off on her own. You can't just be aware of your own stereotype. You can't. That's not fair. That's like me, Aaron, from New Zealand, just living this whole life hearing the sheep shagger stereotype and then one day just having sex with a sheep. And everyone's like, what, Aaron? You can't just have sex with a sheep. Well, you guys have been telling me this for so long, I decided just to lean into it, Just a little bit of mutton, What? I thought you guys said I was a sheep shagger. So no, you can't be self-aware of that stereotype. It's not how it works, Aaron. It's illegal. So that's why I don't live in New Zealand anymore. Oh, weird. Anyway, I don't want to do this pod. I don't want this PEACAST to be too long. Hence PEACAST. So I'm going to wrap up really quickly. But I did want to touch on one last thing before I go. Now, I know I said I didn't want to get all deep and meaningful, but I also want to make sure that, we're staying happy. Because this podcast, PEACAST, PEACAST, podcast, casts, all the casts, I want it to make sure that when you listen to me and when you watch me or whatever, I want you to leave feeling happy. I want you to leave with a big smile on your face. So I'm going to leave you with a reading, right? And I'm going to do it in a voice because, of course, I am. Getting old, Aaron, but I love it, so it's fun. I'm doing David again, David Attenborough, because I just really love David, and we've been watching some David Attenborough actually recently. So good, isn't he? Isn't he just wonderful? He's such a good, lovely... And we were saying who the next David Attenborough is going to be. We don't know. It could be me, just doing David again. I would watch that. That would be amazing. But... I'm going to leave you with something. I want to read you something to go away with. And this is actually an excerpt from Alan Watts. Highly recommend anyone looking into him. He is actually part of the intro music that I use for my podcast. But I wanted to read it out in its entirety so you get the full context of the quote. And it goes a little something like this. Ooh, the microphone's getting closer, so you know it's getting real. All right, here we go. I need some H2O, David. All right, here we go. What do you desire? What makes you think? What? Oh, no, I screwed it up, David. David, I thought you were a professional. I am. I apologize. What do you desire? What makes you itch? What sort of a situation would you like? What would you like to do if money were no object? How would you really enjoy spending your life? Well, it's so amazing as a result of our kind of educational system. Crowds of students say, well, we would like to be painters, we would like to be poets, we would like to be writers, but as everybody knows, you can't earn money that way. When we finally get down to something, which the individual says he really wants to do that, I will say to him, you do that, and forget the money. Because if you say that getting the money is the most important thing, you will spend your life completely wasting your time. You'll be doing things you don't like doing in order to go on living, that is, to go on doing things you don't like doing, which is stupid. It's better to have a short life that is full of what you like doing than a long life spent in a miserable way. And after all, if you do really like what you're doing, it doesn't matter what it is. You can eventually turn it. You could eventually become a master of it. It's the only way to become a master of something, to be really with it. And then you'll be able to get a good fee for whatever it is. So don't worry too much that everybody is somebody interested in. Man, I really screwed that one up. I'll go back. Hold on. Somebody is interested in everything. Anything you can be interested in, you will find others will. But it's absolutely stupid
to spend your time doing things you don't like in order to go on spending things you don't like, doing things you don't like, and to teach our children to follow in the same track. See, what we're doing is we're bringing up our children and educating to live the same sort of lives we are living, in order that they may justify themselves and find satisfaction in life by bringing up their children to bring up their children to do the same thing. So it's all wretch and all wretch and no vomit. It never gets there. And so, therefore, it is so important to consider this question. What do I desire?
Thanks, David. I appreciate that. I think it's important to keep in mind, everyone, that no matter what you do in your life, and sometimes you're going to have to make compromises, sometimes you're going to have to make that ends meet some way or another, even if you're vegan. No, my video stopped again. Would you mind pushing the record button, please? I need a new camera so desperately. Hopefully the next podcast I'll have a new camera and it won't stop automatically all the time. Stay positive, Aaron. Breaking my thoughts. Whatever you do, just remember that, balance is key, and understanding that one of the biggest parts of the creative struggle, no matter what path you might be doing, whenever I listen to interviews of successful creative people, one of the most fundamental thing that connects all of them, they talk about the struggle, right? But I think what the struggle really is, when you listen to these stories, they talk about, I had to be a waitress here and do this, and I had to work this many hours while I auditioned and did this on the side. That's the struggle. The struggle is balancing life and understanding that we live in a capitalist society, and you're going to have to make the ends meet, and you're going to have to figure out a way to pay those bills. But also make sure you're taking time for yourself and to really think about what you desire. If money wasn't a thing, what would you be doing? Would you be writing that book that you've always wanted to do? Would you be studying to become a yoga teacher? Would you be doing conservation work and trying to pursue your passions in something that you genuinely care about? Hey? It's all important. Find your purpose. And this is something that I talked about a few episodes ago about meaning. Your meaning is what drives you. Meaning is so important. And just remember that money, although can't buy happiness, that whole cliche, it certainly can help you on the way to some sort of happiness. But the happiness doesn't come from the dollar signs. Happiness doesn't come from material goods. It comes from your family, your friends, and your own personal fulfillment, whatever that might be. Anyway, that's all for this little PEACAST this week. I will be coming back with a new podcast episode next week, and it will be about escapism. There's so much to talk about that, guys. So look out for that guy next week. That will be exciting. And, the week after that, it will be about failure. Woo! Some heavy, hard-hitting topics coming up. But I'm excited, and I'll keep it light. I won't get too dark and insane. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I promise. Anyway, I hope you have a fabulous Friday the 13th and the weekend ahead. Make sure you don't walk under any ladders or put new shoes on the table or pick up knives that you've dropped. That seems like really bad advice. Anyway, I hope you have a fabulous day. See you later, guys. Thanks for stopping by. I need like a call-out thing, like a sign-off, but I don't have one of those yet. Peace out, hombre. That's stupid. Growing out, but not growing up. Hey, what a motto. End it, Aaron. Oh, my God. Bye, everyone.
What do I desire? Desire.